Over the years, the Philippines faces increasing number of issues and concerns experienced by the persons of diverse SOGI. The absence of a national law which is solely intended for us or them is being supplemented by development and implementation of activities in anti-discrimination ordinances, or what we call ADOs. Although the 1987 Constitution emphasizes that the state values the dignity of every human person and guarantees full respect for human rights, as well as the right of every person to the equal protection of laws, these does not suffice to ensure full recognition and protection of the LGBTQI people before the law. This still leaves the discrimination, inequality, and biases experienced by persons of diverse SOGI-SE unaddressed and unresolved. The Senate Bill number 689, entitled Anti-Discrimination on the Basis of SOGI, or commonly known as the SOGI Equality Bill, aims to penalize discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation and gender identity or expression. However, after 2 decades of attempt to pass the bill into law, it still remains unpassed. On the local level, ADOs have been passed to protect the rights of people of diverse SOGI. To date, 6 provinces implement ADOs including Agusan del Norte, Batangas, Cavite, Dinagat Islands, Ilocos Sur, and Iloilo. 23 cities such as Angeles, Antipolo, Bacolod, Baguio, Batangas, Butuan, Candon, Cebu, Dagupan, Davao, General Santos, Ilagan, Iloilo, Malabon, Manila, Mandaluyong, Mandaue, Marikina, Puerto Princesa, Quezon City, San Juan, Taguig, and Vigan, and 2 municipalities, Angono and San Julian. However, these ADOs are not assurances to give full protection to people of diverse SOGI. Work and school are just some of the places where anyone is supposed to be safe. However, basing on the stated situationer, safety in these spaces is not guaranteed. People of diverse SOGI, particularly the LGBTQIA people, remain prone to various forms of discrimination everywhere. In 2014, Jennifer Laude was killed by Joseph Scott Pemberton. In 2015, Mara Latorre, a transgender woman, filed a complaint to the Quezon City Prosecutor's Office against her employer prohibiting her from using women's toilets and sleeping quarters within their office premises. She invoked the existing ordinance in Quezon City which prohibits discrimination on the basis of SOGI. In another situation, Kate Montecarlo, a trans woman leader of the Association of Transgender People of the Philippines, filed a complaint to the Manila Airport authorities due to discriminatory remarks by their security staff. Kate complained that the airport security repeatedly called her "Sir," even if she already corrected the concerned staff and asked to be referred to as a woman. Her assertion was not initially taken seriously until she filed an official complaint most recently. And lastly, Gretchen Diaz also filed a complaint against a mall for denying her to use women's toilet. These are just a few stories of SOGI-based discrimination and violence. Many stories remain undocumented or unreported because of various probable reasons such as non-prioritization of authorities, lack of absence of SOGI-centered policy imperatives, and a lot more. These undeniably call for the need to establish and identify safe spaces. The LGBT Safe Space training of Feinberg School of Medicine pointed that a safe space or safe zone for the LGBT people is not about protecting community members from dissenting viewpoints or difficult conversations, but making sure that everyone functions in an environment of tolerance and mutual respect. The UNF LGBT Resource Center defines safe space or brave space as a community where different points on a journey of learning and growing are acknowledged. Community members engage in critical dialogue through conscious questioning and active listening, while all are expected to make their best effort to be respectful. There is an understanding that someone may say something that results in unintentional offense and or hurt feelings from others. A primary assumption of safe space is that everyone speaks with a positive intent of seeking greater knowledge and understanding. Therefore, a safe space is any place, be it physical or online, wherein anyone can freely express themselves in their gender identities, sexual orientations, and even sex. Safe spaces are important because they are environments that offer and provide sustainable inclusivity. Basically, safe spaces are important as well because these are venues wherein the LGBTQIA plus people can freely be themselves with the support, protection, and love of the community and allies. Since the community is not entirely protected under the current laws and ADOs, MapBeks attempts to empower the community through establishing these safe spaces at a micro level. After identifying these safe spaces, we forge a partnership with these business owners, workspaces, and organizations to uphold and protect everyone regardless of diverse SOGI. We conduct SOGI SC 101 trainings with them and offer to put them on the map. In MapBeks, we believe that through maps we are asserting existence and representation. The LGBT community have always been lurking in the shadows of undocumented spaces, thus it is high time that we manifest ourselves through mapping. We would like to thank the OSM Foundation, Humanitarian OpenStreetMap team, and the Jesse Rebredo Foundation who believed in us that we can make social change possible through the use of maps and map data. The ongoing LGBT Safe Spaces campaign have held two worldwide record-breaking events last June and October 2020. The first was the largest LGBT Safe Spaces Mapping Party, which was attended by more than 170 plus participants, while the second one was an online SOGI 101 training with more than 230 participants. We were able to partner with more than 70 LGBT organizations through these activities and became the go-to team for talks regarding safe spaces. We were invited to various public and private speaking engagements to share our learnings and teach people how they themselves can help others by mapping LGBT safe spaces. We created and partnered with QueerMap by qiekub, a German web developer, to host and support his initiative in mapping safe spaces all over the world. Thomas Rosen taught our team how we are able to validate and check the submissions of contributors through QueerMap. Once we have validated a particular business or space, we then contribute these data to OpenStreetMap with the proper tagging conventions. So currently, we were able to add around 80 plus LGBT safe spaces through QueerMap and OpenStreetMap. And these includes coffee shops, restaurants, bathhouses, LGBT advocacies, and youth organization, health services, and other businesses. 50 other spaces are still in pending status as we have not yet reached out to the owners of these places. We are also in partnership with Hanoi Queer and will be conducting trainings with them so our Vietnamese siblings are able to map out their safe spaces. In consonance to the advocacy, we hope to obtain your support. With our collective efforts, may we contribute in ending sad stories of discrimination toward our LGBTQIA+ siblings. Together, let us identify safe spaces wherein the toxic culture of SOGI-based discrimination and violence could not grow and foster. Ika nga ni Don Villanueva, ang mga isyong pangkasarian ay hindi maliliit na bagay lamang na pilit pinapalaki, ngunit mga malalaking bagay na pilit lamang pinapaliit. Maraming salamat po.